Hello.
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 Hello. Hello, friends. Welcome to User Friendly episode 13. My name is Erfon Elijah. I'm a part of the User Friendly team. I'm also the owner of MikeTees.com. And who are you?
My name's Roberto Hoyos, and I am the founder of Throwboy.com. How's it going, man?
Good. Now that we're finally getting the show on the road, we've been trying for 3 hours to record this show, and we have been plagued by technical difficulties. First, our preamp died, and we had no audio.
We almost did audio on the camera, which probably would have been sucky
like
for you.
We need the poop. And
then I went and got a huge mixer over there.
Roberto has us connected to a giant mixer board.
Yeah.
And then my freaking coffee grinder died, and we just got a new one today. And then it stopped working.
And then you went through about 9 different 9-volt batteries.
Yes, I tried. Yeah, exactly. On my preamp, I thought that it was just low battery power because it kept telling me the batteries were low.
Yeah.
So I went through like 9 volts, and then finally I went to Bartell's, a drugstore, to get some more. Came back, the brand new one said it was like didn't have any power in it, and I was like, oh crap! And that's when we realized the problems with the preamp itself.
Yeah. That sucks, dude, because you paid like $300 for this little...
Yes, this preamp I'm using is like $300, and it's great because it's portable, but now it's fried, and I'm not sure why. But at least we got it working.
Yeah.
Just in time for another fantastic episode.
Hopefully we're not just...
No, I can see the audio bar moving. Dude, if this show's done recording, we don't have any audio, this is the last episode you'll see user friendly. I'm not doing another one ever. It's an omen.
You get very like discouraged from technical difficulties.
I pretty much
having a bad day.
I will just quit. I'll throw that preamp into the cemetery across the street from me. let it lay there forever. Well, hey, enough of this blathering.
Yeah.
Gosh, this show's supposed to be interesting.
Well, what is user friendly?
User friendly, I dare say, is the best video podcast on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's about all things geek, our favorite stuff from the web.
Yeah.
And I'm missing something.
I don't know. We're more funny than that other tech show that you like.
Yeah, for sure on that point. But let's jump into
some stories.
This week's stories,
yeah.
Shall we?
So okay. I found one this came out just a few days ago.
Yeah.
YouTube announces that they are opening their partner program to everybody. So before YouTube has this partner program.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about this, so I want to hear about it too.
The YouTube partner program essentially is how content creators make money on YouTube. So people, all the kind of famous YouTube names that you know, like iJustine, Wheezy Waiter, Kasim G, they all have ads that run. They have, they get paid if people click on their ads. They get paid how many times the ad impressions. And that's how they make their money.
Wait, I thought anyone could do that. Like, just have the advertisement running across your video?
No, for a long time that was not the case. It was only like you would submit to have your content reviewed, and then you would get, okay, now you're a partner. And that this partner program basically was kind of exclusive. Like, not everybody could actually get into it.
So if you put a video on YouTube, they would only run an ad on it if you were part of the partner program?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
And as far as I know that mine... Actually, I think they recently, in the last few months, opened up like a monetization checkbox for people that have just have AdSense accounts, because your Google account is related to your YouTube account, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it will really like generate a lot of revenue for anybody, because it's just like ads, just random ads, But anyway, the big story is that they opened it up to everybody, and everybody can essentially become a YouTube partner. And there's kind of like some people are really annoyed by this, some people are pissed off, and some people are like, oh, this is cool, now I can be a partner or whatever, right? So
some people wish that the partner program wasn't open to everybody?
Right. See, a lot of people, this is, I mean, before I don't know. Maybe you want to weigh in before me, or do you want to hear what I have to say about this?
Well, yeah. Tell me about it first, because I'm not sure what the pros or cons would be. Like,
okay, so the pros to getting a partner being a partner on YouTube. Basically, you get things like this. You get to have like your own customized
kind of like
page.
your banner, right?
Yeah, you get your banner. You get your own customized page. You can have your own thumbnails, like whatever kind of thumbnail you want.
Oh, because you can't do that if you're not a partner?
No.
So YouTube picks a generic
Just
thumbnail for you?
Yeah,
Whoa. So could you upload a picture and have that be your banner?
No.
Oh, so it has to be a frame from your video?
Oh, no. You can if you're a partner.
But not if you're not a partner.
Everything I'm saying is if you're a partner.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get your own customized page. I think you get a little bit more analytics. You get, you know what it is? To like in a nutshell for you, it's like having a Blip TV account. You can do all the stuff that you do on Blip
basically,
TV.
it gives you a lot of customization options and the ability to monetize your
exactly.
page.
Yeah. Okay. And so, people that, the big people on YouTube, I don't know if all of them feel this way, but some of them are like, or I don't know about the big ones, but some people are like, hey, this sucks. I worked my ass off doing all this video content, and I was like this big exclusive big deal, and now everybody can be like me. Like, this sucks. That's like the consensus of a lot of videos that I've been watching on YouTube. I searched, what did I search? YouTube partnership open, and there was a lot of like people like open letter to YouTube, like this kind of thing sucks. Like, I worked so hard to like make really good content, and I got so many rejection letters to try to get into the YouTube partnership program, and now everybody can be in the partnership program. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are going at this like the wrong way. Like, if you're doing content just because you want to get money, like if you're doing it that way and YouTube is your only like identity, and you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people attach themselves to the YouTube brand like as their main identity. Like, I am a YouTuber and this is what I do. I feel like if you're, especially in today's day, like where you can make money doing other kinds of, like, you can do video content, but you can also monetize it in other ways. You shouldn't have to rely on just YouTube, giving you their pennies every time that they run an ad on your video.
Right. I mean,
that's how I feel.
We purposefully turn our monetization stuff on our videos off.
Right.
Because it's like, dude, I don't care about making 26 cents. Like, I would rather people watch our stuff and not have to be hassled by commercials. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, you barely make any money from that stuff.
Right.
Like, if I were as popular as Shane Dawson or
Ray William Johnson,
or this guy, it's like, I would find other ways to monetize it. Like, I would probably be trying to form advertising relationships with people directly, and then that way they could pay me like $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever to promote something, rather than just having some advertisement pop up. But I guess if you're Shane Dawson and your videos all get 1 million or 2 views, you probably make a lot of money from that. Yeah,
you're probably feeling like, okay, I'm sort of entitled to like getting some cut of all the eyeballs that are going to my...
Yeah.
But I feel like some people, and I think that, like I said, I don't think it's from the big name YouTubers, but I do feel it's from the, kid in his bedroom that got a partnership program that's like pissed off because his whole identity is now ruined because he wanted to be this exclusive thing that took him so long
special,
to get, right? And then they're like, well, people are just going to start making videos to try to make money off getting videos. And I'm like, that doesn't really work that way, Like,
yeah, it's like, that's so absurd. I mean, so few people will make money from doing YouTube videos. I mean, the majority of YouTube content is just not good. It's like, and only a few rise above, right? I mean, like, people like Shane Dawson, people like iJustine, like, one of the reasons they're so popular is because they started off before this whole YouTube thing was actually big.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, now there's so much competition. If you're not good at making videos, if you're not entertaining in some way, it's like, it doesn't matter if you turn on advertising. Like, you're not going to make any money.
Right.
In fact, I would argue you shouldn't turn on advertising
until you're
popular. Because why are you trying to hassle people with ads? You should be trying to get viewers first before you worry about all that stuff. I mean,
that's exactly my point. I think we have that same we share that same sentiment about, because we joke about it like, oh yeah, we have like pre-roll ads on our shit. And it's like, we don't, because nobody's freaking watching. Like, that's like, I don't know, I feel like it's so dumb. Like, I've seen people tweet, oh, finally I can click monetize on my videos. I'm like, for what? You're 50 subscribers? Or you're 100 subscribers?
Like, photographers on Flickr, and we've talked about this before, maybe even on this show, and they put their watermarks all over their images, and in the description they're like, do not reproduce this image without like explicit instructions or written permission. And
Don't
I'm like,
put on
dude,
Pinterest.
do not put on Pinterest. I'm like, dude, you would be so lucky that anyone would give two shites about your work that they would actually want to do anything with it. Like, it's the hardest thing to get from people is their attention. And if you can do that, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Most people do not care about your images. They don't care about your videos. Like, why make it any more of a hassle for them to get into your stuff?
Right. Yeah, the argument of like, oh, some kid one day is just going to be like, hey, great way to make money, and I'm going to start turning on my webcam, and all of a sudden every view is going to get me some cash in my pocket. That's like absurd. That's ridiculous.
Especially now that they're letting everybody do it. I mean,
yeah.
But conversely, it makes a lot of sense for YouTube to do this, right? YouTube is a business. They want to make as much money as possible.
Of course.
And for them, even if they get 2 clicks off some tween's, Twilight video that he did, in his room with his brother sitting behind him. It's like, that's money they make.
Sure.
Right? So it's like, they don't care. It's like, even if they only have to pay this guy 10 cents,
right?
It's like, it works for them.
There's a lot of 10 cents right there.
Yeah, I mean, imagine it's that 10 cents spread across, the extra 1 million people who are going to be partners now. Right. Maybe even more. I wonder how many people are actually members of YouTube.
Yeah. I feel like it's not going to change anything. Maybe it will. Maybe I'm naive to the YouTube community, but I don't think it's going to change very much. I think that anytime YouTube makes some sort of change with their structure or even change with their UI, people just get pissed off about it. People are like, oh, it's not like the old days when it was like more of a community thing. It's like, dude, at the end of the day, it is a business. And at the end of the day, you are making money for YouTube. So,
Yeah, totally. And I mean, that's definitely the truth. And honestly, I think it's good that they allow everyone to have their own branded videos and experience. It's like, it shouldn't just be for, highly viewed content producers. Yeah. Because otherwise, it would be just for like commercial producers like Vivo, right? Like,
and that's how I feel. I feel like that's the way that it could be if it was like still a startup. They're like, well, we have to be very selective of who we're gonna have generating revenue for us. But now they don't. They're like the be all end all place to get videos. So like,
they really are.
Why do they need to do that? They don't.
Dude, we gotta turn on ad rev on our YouTube channel.
Good point.
For user friendly. Dude, you owe me 25 cents. Remember, we're supposed to be splitting the rev.
What's 25 cents divided by 2?
Yeah. Well, it's over a month too. So I want it in cash too. No more checks.
I'll PayPal you that. Yeah. I'll pay a fee on it.
Fee? I have to pay PayPal like 20 cents.
Negative 22 cents.
Dude, I want cash this time.
So
let's move on from that. Shall we? Unless you have something you want to say to wrap up.
Thanks for watching. Because I kind of said nobody watched, but I know you're watching, so thank you.
That's right.
All right, what do we have next?
20 of you. I want to talk a little bit about a new toy I got. For our photographers out there. I am a photographer. I have thus far throughout my life been a Nikon photographer. Started off with a camera that my dad bought, and then he never used it, so he gave it to me. And I started using it for all these different things, and at the time I also had an eBay business, so I used it for that too. So he pretty much just bequeathed this thing to me. Cool. So fast forward 11 years, and I just always used Nikon products because that's always what I've used. So I decided that I was going to venture into the dark side, into Canon territory. Mm-hmm. They just released a new camera called the 5D Mark III. It's the new camera. The old one was the 5D Mark II. And really popular camera. A lot of people loved it. So I went out and I bought one, and I also had to buy a lens because you need a lens for a camera, and my Nikon lenses don't work. And actually, the funny thing is I actually bought one before this. They're in such high demand that I got it, and I was like, I'll list it on Craigslist and see what happens. And I sold it for like $200 more than I bought it for.
Oh, nice.
So
are they now easy to get?
No, they're very hard to get. I mean, anywhere you order them from, it might take 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 weeks to get. So I was on the waiting list for this one for 3 weeks.
Where'd you get it?
I got it at jr.com because I got a good deal on it through them. Mm-hmm. So anyway, like
Take
I
us
said,
through this.
I don't want to talk a ton about it because there's a lot of things I'm just learning. I just got this thing yesterday. Image quality so far has been really good. It's just the thing about it is one of the very first things I noticed is just how well I know Nikon stuff. One of my biggest tips when people ask me about photography that I tell them is learn your gear, learn your gear, learn your gear, learn your gear, because there's going to be so many situations where you're going to need to change something very quickly, you know, within a split second, and you need to know exactly what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how to do it. And I have no idea how this thing works. Like, every time I want to do something, like on my Nikon, I'm just like, oh, chink, 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 done. I should get right back to shooting on this. I'm like, oh. And I'm like sitting here looking around, and I'm like, and my thumbs and my fingers automatically go to like where the buttons are on my Nikon. Like on the Nikon, you have a little wheel that's like right here, and on the Canon, you have a little horizontal wheel right there, or vertical wheel, I should say. So it's just totally different, and I need to get some more practice with it. But so far, I really like it a lot. It feels great in my hand. I like the way it looks, which I know seems like a weird thing to be really pleased with.
It's a bit smaller than your old camera, right?
You know, I think it's about the same size, but the biggest thing is this one has a full frame, and my Nikon has a crop sensor, which basically just means that this thing's better at taking pictures in low light. It has higher image quality, and I really wanted to go full frame with Nikon. But Nikon just released a new camera called the D800, and it's like super, super high megapixel, really good image quality, but it's way more than I need. So this is pretty much exactly what I was hoping Nikon would release, but didn't. So as I get to use this more, I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about it, but my initial impression is I'm really enjoying having this. It set me back a lot of money, which I don't like to think about, especially because you have to buy a lens with it too.
At least you're actually a photographer and you do make money off your photos.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of kids in their bedroom right now that have one of those that make YouTube videos and rich parents.
Yeah. Mom,
I can't do a YouTube video until I get my 5D Mark II.
Yeah, my iMac camera just doesn't even do HD anymore.
And get out of my room.
Get out until you give it to me. I hate you. Just give it. You know what the funny thing is that there probably are kids out there that's exactly how they got it. Yeah, I paid for this.
You got it.
Oh yeah.
Just give it. I hate you.
And then stick their hand through the door. Okay,
it's like totally
you.
crooked too, yeah. And they're only happy for that, like the briefest moment
and they
when
put it in the closet.
it, and they put it in the closet and never use it, and the next day they're mad about something else. So yeah, I do make money from my photography, and I really my last camera I've had for 3 years. And it's like when you get new gear, like oftentimes this happens with me. This happens with a lot of people. I don't think this happens so much with you, but you buy it and you don't use it nearly as much as you thought you would because you really didn't need it.
Right.
You know. And with my other camera, I really felt like I was like, okay, I really have used this thing. It's like when you play like a crappy instrument. And you know what's crappy about it because you've used it for so long, and you're like, that's when you're ready to upgrade because you've actually used it to its potential. Yeah. And I feel like that's what I did with my other camera. So I was really ready to upgrade. Man. I'm growing. Do, 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 do.
Show me that smile.
Anyway, let's move on.
Actually, I was going to say one thing about that.
Yeah.
And the cool thing that I'm most excited about for you, not for me, is that also takes insane video, doesn't it? It
does, yeah. And it's the first SLR that I've ever owned that does video.
Yeah.
So
you could basically like make your own independent movie with that, right?
Yeah, and I'm probably going to. I mean, now that I have it. I'm going to make a movie! I want to make a movie, a YouTube movie. I'm a partner. I never make ad revenue.
Now I need a new Mac.
Now I need a Mac too. Yeah, honestly, I don't know if I'll ever use the video features on this.
Oh, come on, you will.
I mean, I have this nice video camera that we're using now, and it's not the best, but it works great.
So you don't think that in the future you want to do like some awesome branding video and you have that there?
Actually, that's a good point. I would definitely use this for more artistic type videos.
Yeah.
Rather than that. Although there are a lot of things about like a proper video camera, like the one we're using now, like its ability to constantly focus. Like that's something that SLRs don't do well.
Yeah.
You constantly need to manually focus, or they need to like jump around.
Have somebody go focus it for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's good. It's very good for artistic type movies, but I would never use it for like what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Not to mention,
because you're not just gonna walk around with that, because then you'll constantly be trying.
Yeah,
to,
everything would be blurry. It'd be like filming ghosts. And also, and I heard this actually might be a limitation that might change, but you can only record 29 minutes and 59 seconds worth of video on this before you have to stop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this thing that we're using, you can go on until your memory card is full, right?
I feel like that's kind of strange, especially since with the reception of the last version, people were going crazy and using that for video all over the place.
The last one was only 12 minutes.
Is that right?
Yes, you could only record 12 minutes of video before you had to stop and restart.
So that's an upgrade.
So yeah, 29 minutes is actually a big upgrade.
I wonder why it has like a built-in limitation.
I heard that it was a legal thing, and I heard that they had to limit it to a certain point. It used to be 12 minutes, and the law changed, and now it's 29 minutes and 59 seconds. But before, they have to legally call it a video camera.
No way.
And once they call it that, there's all these other expenses and all these other things they have to do in order to be able to sell it. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true, but...
So that means all those like little point and shoots that record video have a limitation too, because they're called cameras.
Because like people, if they're video cameras, then they can.
No. The ones on what do you call it? Like a power shot, like a Canon power.
Yes.
Shot. Yeah. Because like the big thing in the YouTube community right now is like they recommend lots of things. Like if you're gonna do high end, get something like that. If you're gonna do just vlogging, get something like a power shot, like an Elf. And that's funny because they're both like under that thing that you said, that they're just a camera.
Right. Totally.
So,
and if that ever changes, because I know there's cameras out there that people have taken the operating systems of the firmware on these things and hacked it, and then from that point forward, you can record as long as you want. So
it's just software.
It's just a software thing, yeah. As far as I understand,
that's cool.
So I hope they change it, because honestly, if this thing was able to go more than 29 or 30 minutes, I'll just call it 30 minutes. I would probably sell my video camera. I don't need both, right? It's like, this thing's good enough for what we do.
Right, so you can do both things.
Yeah,
and plus
totally.
We're not moving, so...
Yeah, it's not like we're going to go toss the football around.
We might.
We could do that, but we probably
we might make it radical again.
Yeah, actually, if you saw one of our first episodes, we actually did go do that. It was pretty radical. So anyway, that is the Canon 5D.
Well, congrats, man.
Mark III, yeah, thank you. I have been... wanting a new camera for a long time, so I'm really excited to put this thing through its paces. It's gonna be a journey. One of the first things I was thinking when I bought this is, dude, I'm not gonna learn how to use this thing overnight.
Right.
How many freaking buttons
are
on this thing? I mean, it's insane.
It's pretty hardcore.
There's buttons everywhere and knobs, and there's a digital interface that I'm not even showing you with even more options. It's like, these things do so much now. It's really incredible. But I'm really awesome. I'm really excited about this awesome lens too.
One thing I heard somebody say on what's his name? The guy Alex Lindsay. Alex Lindsay from the Pixel Core.
Yeah.
He was saying that he would love to see somebody come along with just some sort of what do you call it? Like a camera that basically just connects to your iPhone, so that your iPhone can handle all of the software as far as like the user interface. Because that's the biggest limitation with these cameras. Even the newest, most awesome one has like this crappy UI. Like they have these like big blocky UI when you can do all these awesome UIs with the iPhone. That wouldn't it be cool if somebody just came out with sort of like a shell and you dock your iPhone in there. It doesn't record to the iPhone because the iPhone's tiny. Dude, but you know what I mean? Like,
that's so funny that you should mention that.
Having something like that would be kind of interesting.
That would be cool. I was reading today about the National Association of Broadcasters convention is happening in Las Vegas right now, and there's all this recording gear and TVs and stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I saw was out there was this person or this company created a way to mount professional lenses to your iPad.
Oh, really?
So
Okay, so
should have
there you
seen-
go.
It was the most ridiculous looking thing I've ever seen. It was a freaking iPad dropped into this frame. And
Find it.
And then there's this lens that comes off of it. Actually,
Maybe
I
I can
think I
find it.
saved it.
NAV.
Yeah, NAB iPad lenses, SLR lenses. Yeah. Yeah, it's called the Padcaster. Look at this thing.
Oh my god.
It looks... Thank you.
Oh, it's like a door.
So, look at this. So you can mount your professional lenses on your iPad.
But, okay.
Why would anyone want to do this? I have no idea. If you can afford a freaking $2,000 lens, $3,000 lens, why would you mount it to your iPad?
Maybe it's the UI. But then who's writing the UI for that? That's what I'm
knows?
wondering. Like, you're not going to use Camera Plus. Like, are you? I mean, like, what are you going to use for, like...
Instagram?
Yeah, you're going to use Instagram on that? Oh, I can get such more depth of field to my
I don't know.
Instagrams.
I mean, because you... Like mounting a nice SLR lens to your iPad is like putting a Ferrari engine in your Ford Focus ZR2 or whatever it was that you had.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't make any sense. You're like, why would you do that? You're like, dude, my Ford Focus goes 0 to 60 in 1 second. It's like, yeah, but it's a Ford Focus and your wheels are about to fly off. You know, like, there's such a mismatch because the camera, like, nice cameras have really nice sensors. There's so many other pieces that go along to having a good image quality.
Yeah.
This just seems dumb. Oh my gosh, this might be my favorite part. Look at this guy. I think this is the guy who invented it. Look at that guy.
He looks
Straight out of
proud.
the bar from Texas. Look at that handlebar mustache.
I think he was an extra on Roadhouse.
Yeah. I like 2 things. Nice lenses and guys in chaps. Buy it. Padcaster. Like, that was a really unconvincing sales pitch.
Hey, it's my way.
My way, the Stu way. Are you Stu? Yes, I am, sir.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's move on.
Still doesn't sound good.
Okay, yeah. But I like your mustache. That's awesome. So we want to wrap up with
What was it again?
a specter from the past.
Oh, yeah.
So, for anyone who uses the internet, at Coachella, which is a really popular music festival, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg had a performance, and midway through the performance, a holographic Tupac came out onto stage and rapped with them. And it was crazy because you saw the video, right?
I did.
It wasn't just like a pre-recorded performance from like back in the day. It was like they had redone his voice somehow, either with a voice actor or with some type of digital technology.
Yep.
So he was like addressing the Coachella crowd.
Yeah, he's like, what the
What's
fuck is
up,
up, Coachella?
Coachella?
Yeah. And I was like, what? What's going on
Dude,
here?
before I tell you what I think of it, you saw the video. What did you think of it?
So, I don't know, dude. I was kind of like... okay. Somebody was describing it to me because I was on my live stream that I do on my Ustream, and somebody was like describing it to me, and I was like, okay, is it a real hologram, or are we talking about like how people in a studio will be talking to nothing and then you can only see it because it's on TV? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because sometimes they call that a hologram, like in terms of like, let's use a buzzword, you know. So I'll be talking to nothing right now,
Like a green screen
and
almost?
they'll green screen.
Well, to answer
something
your
in.
question,
Yeah.
it was
But
not
it was
a
not
hologram.
that. Oh, okay.
It wasn't a hologram. It was, they had a Mylar sheet, and it was dropped between the back of the stage and the front of the stage, and they had a projector up at the top, shoot down into a mirror, which then projected the image up onto the Mylar sheet.
Oh.
So it looked 3D.
So that was a much better way than this.
Yeah,
key
and that way
crap.
they could walk around it.
Yeah.
So that's how they did it technology-wise, and this type of technology has actually been around for a long time.
Okay, so
But they could see it.
Yeah, so they could see it. The crowd could see it. It actually looked like it was physically there because it kind of was physically there because it was
Yeah,
Mylar
and
sheet.
I thought it looked. I mean, from the video I saw, it looked pretty good.
And it was dark, so when you actually look kind of close, it's actually a computer-generated thing.
Yes.
So like if you really kind of pick it apart, it is computer. It's not like they took old footage or anything like that.
That would be really cool.
Of him. That's the thing I was looking at. I was like, okay, it kind of looks like a video game, kind of. You know what I mean?
It did, yeah.
And but it was cool that they had the voice and everything. Because I mean, yeah, you can get his rapping and everything, but the other stuff that you were talking about, that was interesting. But what was I gonna say about it? Oh, the thing that came to mind for me was like, so why? Are they promoting like a new Tupac rock band or something? Like, why is the reason that they're doing it?
Rock band game.
Like, it's such a weird thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
It is, yeah. It really is weird.
So, what did you think of it?
Well, I was a huge Tupac fan. I mean, not to date myself, but you know, in middle school and high school, I forget which year Tupac died. I was either at the end of middle school or at the beginning of high school or something.
It was 1996, so you were.
I was in
beginning
10th
of
grade.
high school.
Yeah, so
because I was in 8th grade.
Okay, and I mean, huge Tupac fan. All my friends were too, and we loved his album, actually. All Eyes on Me.
Yeah.
So I thought it was awesome. I was like, if I were there, I would think this is really cool. In fact, I watched the video mid morning, and for the rest of the day, all I did was listen to Tupac albums.
and I love Tupac too, by the way. So like, you know, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Don't front. I know all his rap lyrics. But then I heard a really interesting NPR piece about it, and it really is kind of a tricky area because, I mean, Tupac, when he was alive, never would have imagined that his image would be used in this way. I mean, they resurrected him and put him on stage. It's like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And that's something that, legally speaking, has never really been possible or done before.
Right.
So it's like now you have the possibility that all these dead artists could come back to life.
That's what came to my mind, yeah.
And I personally think that would be really cool. But, I mean, like, imagine being able to see, like...
The Beatles.
The Beatles, or for me, like Jimmy Page.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, when he was, like, you know, in his 20s. Like, that would be so incredible. But... for him and his family and the people who well, he's not dead, but once he is dead, which, well, let's be honest, probably won't be that long. To have his image used in that way, in such a commercial way, I'm kind of like, I wonder how they're going to deal with that.
Yeah, and that, especially Led Zeppelin, since they don't release jack, like, you know.
Yeah, like they're really protective of all their stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it does open the question, like, okay, if you can now see any dead art, like Jimi Hendrix, like, you know, is he gonna start selling out arenas or something? You know what I mean?
And another good point from the NPR piece I listened to was, well, what if it's not just like, hey, you get to hear them before live? It's like, what if Tupac was like, yo, dog, and also my favorite deodorant is Old Spice.
Yeah.
And I love Gillette razors. Yeah. Buy those, dog.
Yeah.
It's like, that's when it would really start.
That's a good point. And
to use the word Tupac.
Why wouldn't it be?
Whack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Because, I mean, there is some selling that has to go down, right?
Oh, totally.
Because they said it cost $10 million to do that.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Oh, I read it was different, but.
How much did you hear?
Well, I read 400,000, but. Who knows?
I don't know. Amanda told me 10 million.
Amanda.
I think it's 10 million to do that.
10 million, give it to me. Another thing about it too, just totally made me lose my train of thought. Oh, so they kind of give the example of how Kurt Cobain showed up in that, what was it, like guitar band?
Oh, Garage
Band.
Or no, Rock Band.
Rock Band
or
the
Guitar
game,
Hero.
Guitar Hero.
One of those
games. And how Courtney Love, who was his wife, just kind of sold them out that way. And Dave Grohl, his former drummer, and the lead singer for Foo Fighters, was super pissed because he was like, Kurt Cobain never would have said yes to this.
Yeah, to be in a video game.
Yeah, it's like, and now you have his wife who runs the state, and she's making money off all this.
Right.
And
that's an extreme case, I think, because I mean, Courtney Love's psychotic, and
crazy.
And Kurt Cobain's not a normal guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's like always resentful of his fame. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So it's hard to say. It's hard to go, so and so would not want to do this. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is, in about 2 years, you're gonna have an interactive Steve Jobs telling you to buy a Domino's pizza that's insanely great.
Yeah.
Would you like pepperoni? Our meat lovers special is insanely great.
I bet you they will, man. Because like when what is that movie? Back to the Future.
Right.
Or the 80s cafe where they have like all of the like Michael Jackson and everything, like holograms or not holograms, what are they called? Like 3D animations.
Like 3D animations like
Max Headroom.
Max Headroom. Dude, they need to bring him back. He was so great.
Yeah.
You like I worked that in?
That was good.
Oh, thanks.
Nobody remembers that.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Think about it though. They've been doing this kind of stuff for ages in art. They've been doing like comic books of dead people. They've been doing freaking video games. There's like a Bruce Lee video game, you know. They've been doing this kind of stuff for forever. So I think that now it's just the next digital wave, you know, where it's more.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit more like realistic, I guess, and interactive. But they've been exploiting dead people for ever. You know
yeah, and
I mean?
in a lot of states, it's not even illegal to use somebody's image once they're dead. It's like that person owns the rights to their image as long as they're alive. But once they're dead, it's like you're dead.
Yeah.
And I mean, I honestly kind of think that's the way it should be. Like once you're dead, it's like, you know, people should be able to use your image. I mean, of course I say that, and I'm not famous, so it's easy for me to say that. But like, I guess if I were famous, I wouldn't want someone using me to sell their freaking foot-long wieners, you know, like. Or their dildos or something weird.
Why did that come to mind?
I don't know. I was thinking of the most ridiculous products I could find, like your flavored lubes.
Erfon
says this is my favorite lube.
It's a little marionette.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that would definitely be weird. Because what if it wasn't my favorite? It just seems like it's dishonest. This show's going down.
Well, check the show notes for Erfon's favorite.
Yeah, I'll make a list of my favorites. Chocolate deluxe special up there. So anyway, that's it for us.
Yeah.
Roberto.
Yo.
I'm on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm at Erfon.
Yeah.
But what if I wanted to read your tweets?
I'm at Throwboy for Throwboy tweets, and I'm at Roberto Hoyos, ROBERTOHOYOS for myself.
Oh, and I'm at Mike Tees if you're interested in Mike Tees, MIGHTTEES on Twitter.
You can subscribe to us on iTunes now. We're just /userfriendly show, and we're also userfriendlyshow.com.
That's right. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Hopefully we'll not have any technical problems next show.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.